For many women, the first time they become an independent health care consumer is the day they walk through the doors of Planned Parenthood.
I liked all the people that worked at Planned Parenthood, and they always were friendly to me when I came in as a patient, and they really created a warm environment for me.
If we're talking about changing the future, strengthening the future for these young people to making good decisions, education is where it's at.
Quality health services and education. Every woman deserves it. And for those of us who can help a little bit, we're honored to do so.
The primary focus of the services offered at Planned Parenthood are of a preventive nature. We like to see women when they're well, and we like to keep them that way. So providing an annual exam to a woman, a pap smear, a breast exam, diabetes screening, high blood pressure screening, those are all very important to us.
We offer a wide range of options, mostly the birth control pill, also condom services, diaphragm, IUD. We have Depo-Provera, the birth control shot, and Norplant, the implants. We also offer abortion services, which is 2 or 3% of our services, actually. We do pregnancy testing and options counseling so that they can make up their mind what they would like to do. We offer services for sexually transmitted diseases.
If it's something that's beyond what we can care for her, then we also will see that she's worked into a referral system, working her into other physicians of her choice, whether it be her family physician or a specialist, to make sure that her continued health care is still our concern.
At Planned Parenthood, we're very flexible as far as payment. Our main concern is seeing that the patient's needs are attended to. Of course, we do need money to keep running Planned Parenthood. However, if a patient doesn't have the money up front, we work out a payment plan with them, and we can also, based on their income, give them certain discounts on the services that we offer.
At one point in my life, I wasn't in a position where I could afford, and they never turned me away. You know, I was always treated, regardless to whether I could pay or not.
I think perhaps the public would view Planned Parenthood of Greater Iowa as maybe being teen clinics or being for low-income women. But on the contrary, we also see professional women. We see households that could, with insurance and financially, afford to go to someone other than Planned Parenthood for their health care services, but they choose to come to us because we're a quality health care service, we're caring, and we're sensitive to a lot of their human sexuality questions that they may have. This is why we're seeing our agency over 10,000 patients a month, and we're serving 86 counties in the state of Iowa, being 16 centers.
Planned Parenthood has been a leader in providing reproductive health care since our founding in 1934. We are always on the cutting edge, making sure that women have available the latest that technology has to offer.
The professional staff is mostly nurse practitioners, mostly women, who have been trained rigorously in a program. They take the time to talk with the patient and explain all the ins and outs that doctors often don't have time to talk about.
Even though our communication is open, you know, and Tyann can talk to me about anything that she feels that she needs to talk to me about. However, there are some things that I don't always have the answer to, and whatever it is, I felt that she could, you know, get her questions answered at Planned Parenthood.
When I went there, you know, they were really nice and understanding. They talked to me about a lot of things, you know.
The confidentiality aspect is probably one of the primary reasons why women choose to come to Planned Parenthood. They do feel like their confidentiality will be respected and honored, and that they do feel comfortable saying what they need to say, and that this information will be kept in the strictest of confidence, and they're real comfortable with that.
I'd recommend it to anyone, you know, because like I said, I mean, they treat you with respect. They don't judge you. And it's never been whether you could pay or not.
Planned Parenthood has a long and proud history of providing sexuality education to different youth groups and different organizations in their communities that they serve. I think that's very important. I think that people need to have information, and they need to have the skills necessary in order to, one, make informed decisions about their sexual behavior, and two, in order to be able to follow through on those decisions that they make. I think that people need information about the whole range of sexuality in order to better decide for themselves how they want to behave in a sexual world.
I have been very appreciative of having the opportunity to go to the clinic in Indianola and be able to get brochures at my fingertips without having to order them or wait for them, to have them available to me on issues dealing with teenage pregnancy, sexually transmitted diseases, decision making, birth control. And that, to me, that has been a wonderful service.
The Education and Training Institute is very accessible to the public. It was purposely established in a location separate from the clinics so that it would be more accessible and more inviting to the general public. We have an extensive media resource library. We think it's one of, or perhaps the leading, sexuality library in the state of Iowa. And there we have housed several curriculums. We've got video resources. We've got pamphlets specific to different topics. We've got a whole library full of books that we make available to the general public. People can either come in and use our library or check books out, and use them. We've got various models and demonstration models that we use in providing educational programming. The Education and Training Institute has an 800 number, and that's for people outside of Des Moines who are needing to contact us either for technical assistance or for information on possible videos or other media resources that they can use.
When educators need resources, they have become more comfortable in turning to Planned Parenthood for not only films and flyers, but for personnel from Planned Parenthood offices to come to their schools and give firsthand information.
Home economics teachers, for instance, are one of our best clientele. We also have college professors who utilize our resources, and people who are doing programs for the general public. We sponsor, in conjunction with other agencies, several different kinds of conferences and training workshops for professionals. And that may mean addressing everything from sexuality concerns for the disabled population to prenatal concerns for the mother-to-be, or it may be sexuality and how that impacts on substance abuse, to fatherhood in America. We also do programming for parents. We have a program called Families Can Talk, and other programs that we provide that help parents to be the natural sex educators for their children.
It's a lifelong process, education is. And in the area of human sexuality, our ideas change, life changes, society changes. There's lots of different demands. And we just need to be informed to know who we are and what we want in order to establish our goals and to be able to establish that for ourselves. And hopefully by doing that, it's going to be a better community.
I have never been involved in a volunteer opportunity that I also wasn't a donor. Because if they are going to get my time, they're also going to get my modest financial support.
People give to Planned Parenthood because they believe in what we're all about. They believe in choice issues. They believe that it's everybody's right to have access to good, quality reproductive health care. And they know that Planned Parenthood is the best at that. By giving a gift to Planned Parenthood, they're helping make a difference.
We as donors assist for those who don't have quite as much to pay for their health services. We assist them in receiving these good quality health services that all of us need and want and must have.
Well, I think money is important because I always feel like it's just one way to back up your words, and organizations just can't exist without donated money. I feel very fortunate that we are able to give money. To me, it's an investment in our community, it's an investment in our children, it's an investment in hopefully our grandchildren.
Well, anytime you volunteer, you want your time to be used in a very dramatic way.
The volunteers are the people that get out there and speak about Planned Parenthood. We are the people that are out working hard to raise money. But I think more than anything, we are the people that are doing the public relations. We're the people out there saying, I am so-and-so, I am your neighbor, I am a banker, I am a teacher, I am a minister, and I support Planned Parenthood.
The role of the community councils in Planned Parenthood is to really give a face of Planned Parenthood to the community. Many of our clinics are in very small towns, and it is a way for people to see what Planned Parenthood is and does through members of the community.
I'm proud to be an advocate of Planned Parenthood, and I get a lot of satisfaction out of it because I believe so deeply in freedom of choice, and I'm a staunch defender of women's reproductive rights. In my opinion, the issue of abortion ought to be out of the political arena in the first place. And I believe that if you can approach somebody on the great work that they are doing in preventing the need for abortion, in family planning, in women's health, in counseling, that is where our emphasis ought to be. When there's legislation that affects the issues of Planned Parenthood, that is a time when it is absolutely critical for people to speak up and to call their legislators and to call their congresspeople in Washington and speak out, because it is that kind of a voice that comes from advocates and from the general public that influences a tremendous amount of opinion.
There are also a lot of issues that women face that I think are really crucial to the nation at this point. And I believe that women are the backbone of the family. So all the help that we can give to women is going to move over to men, to children. I mean, this is where you start to change the nation.